Hi, in this lesson we're learning about RSS feeds so that you can synchronize and automate your teaching content. Hi, I'm Angel from RT Course Experts, and we help creative online course teachers with their tech. In this lesson, we're going to learn about RSS feeds. We're going to learn what is it, why you should use it, and how to use it. And then we'll go over an example. First of all, what is RSS? RSS is really simple syndication. It's a file type. It's a file type that's used between systems. So let's get a little bit more detailed. It's a data file that websites can use to share the latest content with other websites and apps. Why would you want to use it? You would want to use it so that your main content, like a blog and every single article, is shared automatically with other systems like email. If you don't use RSS, you may have some challenges synchronizing all your different content, your blog articles with your social feeds or your podcast, or even your email system that sends out updated emails to all your subscribers every week or every time they're published. You'd have to manually do a lot of these steps if you don't connect up your systems with tools or data files like RSS files. So let's get a little bit more into the details of how you would actually create an RSS feed and how you would use it. On your source system, it could be a blog, a podcast, your YouTube channel. You would tell that source system every time you create an article, a content, a video, etc. Every time you create a piece of content, to go ahead and update this feed. Now, many of these systems do it automatically. So every time you add an article to your WordPress blog, your RSS feed is automatically updated with the information about your blog as well as the last posted article. It has the date and time, it has the title, the description, the image, etc. Sometimes you can configure those things. So every time you create content on a certain system, it could create an RSS feed for you. And then you can use that feed to connect it to feed another system. Now, the other system is called the reader. Now, the reader could be a browser, something simple that simply reads one or more feeds and summarizes the content there. Or the reader could be a more advanced app like your email marketing system that you use to update your hundreds and thousands of students. The reader is probably an app that does something, but it also gives you a tool or an option or a settings that lets you automate by importing or monitoring an RSS feed. So in the example of an email system, it might monitor an RSS feed from some other location. Maybe it's your blog. And whenever that thing changes, the reader then performs an action. For example, maybe it sends an email to all your students. Underneath the RSS feed is just a file. Technically, it's called XML, and it has lots of chunks surrounded by angle brackets, less than and greater than symbols. So as an example, it might have a file format that says, hey, this is XML. It might then include some information about your channel. What is the source? For example, maybe it's your blog, the name of your blog, the URL of your blog, and a description about your blog. So some high-level information about the feed, the source, the channel. Next, it has one or more content items. And each item, again, they're underneath, they're all surrounded by these angle brackets. But each item in your RSS feed would have all the information about it. So as an example, every article in your blog would be self-described and have these chunks that would say, here's a new article, here's the title of the article, here's the URL exactly to this article, not just my blog, the description, maybe an image, etc. And then the systems would then also specify, hey, I only want to have the last 5 articles or just the last article ever published. And that would all be in this XML file or this feed file. Source systems like WordPress would automatically update your feed every time you publish or update your articles. Subsequently, reader systems are configured to check the content, maybe every hour or every day, and it's going to know that the last time it looked at your blog, the RSS feed was from 2 days ago. And then, based on a schedule, it's going to periodically check, and if it sees that there's new content and it's greater than 2 days ago, it's going to say, hey, I got some new content. It might pull it down and do something based on whatever it is that you want. Now, once you connect the systems, they just keep feeding each other forever. It's like automation, and it's great. It saves you time. It connects one or more systems. You can have multiple RSS systems feeding from each other. So once you have a source system, it feeds another system, and you can have yet a third system that pulls from the same source, or daisy chains. And so the second system could potentially feed the third system. And so every time you're publishing an article, maybe it's automatically updating your Facebook, your Twitter, it's dispatching an email, and on and on. So RSS feeds are pretty useful. They're not perfect, but for a lot of work, they're fast, they're very useful, they're great for small businesses. Let's go over an example. In this example, we're going to use a WordPress blog about design, and on the other side, the reader is going to be an email marketing system, and that's what you're going to use to email all your students that have signed up for your newsletter. And every time you add an article, you want all your students to get an updated email about the article. So first of all, you have a WordPress system, and every time you have an article, it's updating this file called the feed. And then you go and you set up your email marketing system. So you're creating an automation. You're saying, I want an email to be sent every time this feed, and then you enter the feed of your WordPress blog. Every time there's a new article there, I want to send them an email. You specify the title, the from address. You specify if you want the emails to be sent every time there's a new article, or maybe you want like a weekly digest, like on Saturday mornings, you sent out any 2 or 3 articles that you've written that week. In your email marketing system, you're going to also specify who should get this email. Maybe it's all your subscribers, or maybe it's a special segment that you've created. Only people that have signed up via some HTML widget on your website. You're going to choose your template, and then you're going to enable this automation on your email system. So at that point, it's actively listening for any changes to your WordPress blog. Again, the source is your WordPress blog, and the reader is your email service provider that's going to monitor the WordPress blog feed, the RSS feed, and whenever there's a change based on those rules, it's going to send out an email. So that's the setup. Next up is your content. So let's go through a typical process and see how it all works out. As a teacher, you want to update your WordPress blog. You go in, you start editing your post, you add an image, you add content, all that fun stuff, and you write up your design article. Next, you want to publish your post. So your article is written up, it all looks good, you got headings, you got text, SEO, images, you're adding value, all that great stuff, and you click publish. As soon as you click publish and your article becomes live on your production blog, WordPress also updates the feed for your blog. The feed is actually an RSS file, and the RSS file underneath is an XML. It has information about your blog, and it has information about articles, including the most recent article that you just published. It has the date and time of when that article was published so that readers that check can know, oh, there's a new article here, let me grab it. So now your mail system kicks in, maybe it's ConvertKit, MailChimp, etc. And it's periodically checking your blog. When it goes and it reads your RSS file, the most recent one, it notices, hey, there's a newer date and time than what I previously had, and it does the rules. It says, hey, we need to perform an action, we need to perform automation. So it downloads the file, it parses all the chunks, the new article image, the new article title, the blog, description, the summary, it downloads it. And then it starts to build out emails based on this new article item that was in your RSS feed. It creates the email, it uses the template that you specified, it uses the right from, it's nicely formatted as a nice HTML email. Don't forget to make sure it's formatted well for mobile devices. So it has this email ready, and then it either sends it right away or it schedules it for a certain time. Maybe you tell it to send every Thursday at 8 a.m. or every Saturday at 9 a.m. So based on your rules, it then sends the email out. And ultimately, all the students in that segment that were in your mailing list received the email. And you didn't have to manually create an email, right? As soon as you posted that article on WordPress, the email picked it up, it was watching it, it identified, hey, there's new content, and it kicked off the rule that you set once. So in general, RSS feeds can really help you automate and scale your business. If you want to level up and just take one baby step, next time you post an article, look at your blog, check out the /feed there, and go see, take a look. It's not so scary. You'll see that it's some XML. It might look like another language, not a problem, but you'll see that your article's there and other computer systems know how to read it. And so that's pretty cool. And little by little, you can start to connect up your feeds. And many programs like Hootsuite, MailChimp, etc., make it very easy to connect up your RSS feeds. So now you're a lot smarter on RSS feeds. You'll be able to potentially grow your business, automate your business. You'll have more time to create. To learn more, check out the info and links in the notes. If you're loving this stuff, subscribe to keep leveling up your creative business. And if you need any tech help with your courses, community, or teacher website, visit www.rtcourseexperts.com. Thanks for hanging out. Let's stay in touch.